good morning, my dear hearts. How are you this morning? I hope and pray that all are well. I pray that when you woke up this morning, you woke up energized, you woke up inspired, encouraged, and uplifted. And if that's not the case, I assure you before we get done, you will be. Well, good morning, dear hearts. Welcome to the morning devotion with Bishop GBG. That's me, the Bishop Dr. Sidney L. Gaines, coming before you once again, alive, well, and I'm still kicking. And from the looks of it, it looks like you're still kicking too. Good morning, Brother G Money. How you doing, family? I pray that all is well with you and yours. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming in on this morning devotion. I like to call it your morning devotion with Bishop G. That's right, you and me getting our day started off right, getting our week started off right, getting our month started off right. That's right. You know, Bishop Easton would say, if you start right, it's going to end right. And then he'll follow it up with a chaser. He said, if you do right, right got to follow you. That's right, that's right. So it's all about doing right. It's all about being right, staying right. That's how we're going to change the narrative of our family. That's how we're going to experience, That's right. That's how we are going to experience a new life-changing experience. We have to continue to stay on the grind. Well, dear hearts, listen, I got some good stuff for y'all today. So I'm not going to waste too much time. But again, I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for joining us. Rather you joined us live or you came, excuse me, or you came in during the afternoon or maybe in the middle of the night. You know, sometime 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when I seem to can't sleep and I wake up, I'll go on my YouTube page or I'll go on my Facebook page and I'll go to certain ones and see what they got up there to encourage me, to uplift me and inspire me. And maybe that might be the same with you. Whatever the case may be, we welcome you. We thank you for joining us. And hopefully you're not keeping all this good stuff to yourself, but that you are sharing it with somebody else. That's right. It's not a time to be selfish. It's not a time to be self-righteous. We're all in the yellow submarine together. That's right. We all got to help one another to climb out of this dump. So let us get started. Well, if you got your own, let's go ahead on. Y'all know what you got to do. You got to cover yourself. That's right. Woo, Lord, you got to cover. The stuff is getting thick. What stuff, Bishop? Oh, man, foolishness, Good God Almighty. Craziness is getting thick out there. So you got to cover yourself. You got to cover your mind. That's right, cover your head because you got to guard yourself. You got to be thinking right. You got to be, your emotions got to be level. No time to get caught up and crazy, That's right. You got places to go. You got things to do. That's right. What did Shirley Caesar mother said? Shirley, they depended on you. There are folks depending on you to win. That's right. Let's start with your children, your grandchildren, nieces and nephews. They need you to win. So you got to stay focused. So cover yourself. Cover your ears. You got to be careful. You got to guard those ears because, man, there's stuff floating around that's designed to distract you, disfocus you, cloud up your mind. So you got to be careful of what you allow to go in those ears. Cover your eyes because you got to stay focused on the prize. That's right. You got to stay focused on your assignment, your purpose. That's right. Cover your nose because you're going to need that. You're going to need the spirit of discernment. to keep you guarded, to keep you focused, to keep you conscious of your surrounding. That's right. Cover your mouth, because you got to be careful of what you say. You just can't allow yourself to have loose lips, because loose lips will sink ships. Do you hear me now? Huh? Watch what you say coming out your mouth. Be careful what you put out into your atmosphere. That's right. Be careful. Be careful. Now you got to cover your legs, because you're going to need some strength. Every day is a journey. Every day, the hill gets a little steeper. Woo, Lord, and you begin to start feeling the pain. But you just say, Lord, I need your strength. Give me strength to get up this hill. Someone sung a song, said, Lord, don't move the mountain. Just give me the strength to climb. Don't take it away. Give me the strength to go around. That's right. No shortcuts. No shortcuts, because when you take shortcuts and you skip a step, that step is going to be waiting for you somewhere up the road. So you want to hit every step, get everything that you need to get to become completed. Don't forget your feet, because it's going to be important. You got to stay straight. You got to stay on the straight and narrow way. You got to stay on track. All right? So do you got yourself covered? All right, if you got yourself covered, now we need something that we can launch off of, You know, kind of remind me back in my young days, you know, when we used to go swimming over at Hessel Park, and we used to get on that diving board, the high diving board. Well, they had a low one too, but I always liked the high one. And you know, when you're going up, getting ready to do your 1.5 or your pike or whatever that you're going to do, you have to walk up and you have to get a good step. Boom! That step will determine how good that dive is going to come out. That step. So you have to get that good step. Once you get that good bounce, boom, then you can do your thing. Well, we got to get that good bounce. So let's get that word for us today. What do we got today to launch off of? Well, let's go to Galatians, the 6th chapter, and the verse 9 and 10. You know, when I woke up this morning and I was pulling myself together, and, you know, I kind of felt some of the cares of other people. Some of you, I know this is a struggle. This is not easy. We're talking about changing our life, not just our life, but the lives of our children's children. Changing the narrative, breaking generational curses. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but I assure you that it is worth it, and it is very rewarding if we stay the course. So we're going to go to Galatians, the 6th chapter, verse 9 to 10. Say, and let us not be weary in well-doing. You know what we're doing? Changing our lives, building goals for ourselves personally, and for our family, and for our business and church and nonprofit organization. It can be very challenging, but it's rewarding. And Galatians said, let us not be weary in well-doing, because it is good. It's good to self-develop yourself. It's good to build yourself up. It's good to want your family to have better, do better. It's good. For in due season, if you stay the course, we shall reap in due season. If you stay the course, if you don't allow yourself to get distracted, don't allow yourself to throw the towel in because of the wounds and the blows, but you be like the song that we used to say, somehow, I gotta make this journey somehow. You keep it going. He said, if we faint not, you're going to reap. You're going to see. You're going to see the reward. You're going to see the results. But we got to stay focused. And the 10th verse says, as we have therefore opportunity. As we have therefore opportunity. The Father woke us up another day, gave us another opportunity, gave us another chance. Doesn't matter what the first two quarters look like. You could have been losing terribly. But you know, you go in that locker room during halftime and come out with a new plan, a new goal, new inspiration, and finish the last two quarters out strong. Even if you're in the third quarter and things don't seem to be going right, that last quarter can make the difference. You can win the game. And I don't know about you, but I'm determined. I got to win. I got to win. So he said, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Let us do good. You got to do this for, first of all, yourself personally. And then for your family. Your family. If you're a business owner, you got to do it for the workers that you've been blessed to have to work for you. If you're a pastor, you got to do it for the parishioners, those that trusted you, those that believe in you, that are following you. You got to do it for them. And if you have a nonprofit organization to be a blessing to our community and to the help for those that are less fortunate, you got to do it for them. You got to give them hope. You done gave them hope. You got to keep that hope alive and allow that hope to grow. All right, dear hearts, do you got that? Well, let's have that conversation with the Father, because I got some good stuff for you. I got something that I know that's going to help you and help me as well. So let's have that conversation. Father, in the precious name of Yeshua, we come before you, dear God, first to thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. Another chance at life. Another chance to get it together. Another chance to turn it around. Another chance, dear God, to change the narrative of our family. Another opportunity to break the generational curses that have been plaguing us and plaguing our family, keeping us stuck and not moving forward. Father, we thank you for the opportunity. Another chance, God. And we ask, dear God, that you help us to take advantage of this opportunity. Help us, Lord, with our thinking, dear God. During the opportunity that we have, help us to be thinking right. Help our emotions to be level. Help us, dear God. Help us with our ears, God. Allow us, dear God, to guard and protect our ears, that we don't allow negative stuff, that old dumb, stupid stuff, to go in and to break our concentration and to distract and disfocus us from the mission that you have given us, the opportunity that we have for a new life, for life-changing experience. So, Lord, we ask you to help us to guard our ears. Help us to guard our eyes, Lord. Help us to stay focused on what matters, what is important, dear God. Lord, help us, Lord. Help us with our spirit of discernment, dear God. Allow us to discern, Lord, our surroundings, dear God. Help us, God. Help us with our mouth, that we don't speak dumb stuff, stupid stuff, that we don't even sanction that crazy, foolish stuff, that we don't even give opportunity to it, that we don't even grace our lips with it. But Lord, allow our lips, dear God, be graced with truth. Allow our lips to be graced, dear God, with positiveness. Things that will uplift, inspire, and encourage, dear God, not only just ourselves, but even those, dear God, that is in our company. Lord, we ask you to help us today. Give us the strength that we need. Oh God, the strength to continue to keep going forward. Even when others have given up, have quit, Lord, give us the strength to continue to move forward. We ask this in your precious name, in the name of Yeshua. Amen and amen. Wow. I don't know about you, but man, I needed that this morning. Yes, I did. I needed that. And I believe, dear hearts, that you needed that as well. All right? All right, listen, I got some good stuff for you guys today. I got some good stuff that I want to share with you. First of all, I want to keep us in remind that we have to win. You got to win. In spite of what yesterday was, what you faced it yesterday, what the challenge was yesterday, you got to win. And you got to win in these areas of personal growth, personal development. You got to win in your family. You got to put your family on a new track of success. You got to win. You got to win for your business. Those that are working in your business, those that are helping you to achieve, and hopefully there's a win-win situation that you're helping them to achieve. You got to win. You got to win for your church. And you're a pastor, you're a minister, you're an elder, deacon. You have a responsibility. You got to win for your church and your nonprofit organization. So I have to keep us in mind of that. It's so vital, it's so important. This is the why. Why you got to fight. Because you're not just fighting just for yourself, but you're fighting for those that believe in you, that trust in you. All right? So I want to keep you in mind of that. I want to keep you in mind of without faith, it's impossible to do whatever it is that you want to do. So you got to have faith. You got to believe. You got to trust. And then you got to have the works. You got to apply the works with the faith. Because faith without works is dead. Nothing's going to happen. And you can have all the work ethics in the world. You can work from sun up to sun down. But if you don't have a faith and belief in what you're working for, you'll just be like Jack the Bear. You'll be making a lot of tracks, but you won't be getting nowhere. Or you'll be like Mary had a little lamb, grew up to be a sheep. It went to work for a company called Rockwell, and it died from lack of sleep. Woo, you need to look into that one to really understand the point there. You don't want to be working for nothing. What are you working hard for? What goals are you trying to accomplish? Is there an expiration date for working so hard? Or are you just working just to survive? Oh, that's going to kill you. That's going to kill you. So we got to keep that in mind. Second thing I want to keep in mind, all right, let's go. I want to keep a timeline. We got to keep the timeline. Where are we? So that you will know that you don't have time. I don't have time to waste. Each day that you waste, it puts you farther and farther behind. So let me show you the timeline. We have no time to waste. No time to waste. Where are we? Well, we are in the second quarter. We're in the second quarter of the year, which is work the plan. You got to keep on working the plan. And we're in the last month of the second quarter. The last month of the second quarter, which means that we should be wrapping up. We should be in the flow of that work, working on personal development, working on your marriage, your relationship. You should be well in there now, working on it, so that when the next quarter, which is the third quarter, that's going to be the quarter of results. You want to see results. If it's lose weight, feel great, you want to see results. If it's to get rid of the keg, You want to see some formation of the six-pack. You want to see results. If it's changing your attitude, your mental attitude, the way you look at life, the way you're looking at things, you want to see results. You want to see results. And even in the areas of your family and so forth. And so that the last quarter, we can be enjoying the fruit of our labor. The fruit of our labor. There has to come a time when now you're enjoying all the fruit of the labor that you put in to reach your goal. All right? So that's where we are on the timeline. Now, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. Let me get back to where we were. And I got some good stuff that I'm going to help cover today. We're going to do a jump start because I know that some of you are having some challenges. I know you're having some difficulties. And you might say, well, Bishop, how do you know? Well, I'm having some challenges. And I dare not to believe that if I'm having challenges, that you're not having challenges. If I'm having some challenges, if the fight is real, if the struggle is real with me, I know it's real with you, and I know it's a struggle with you. All right, so that's without even me knowing you. You know, I just know that what comes with when you're trying to move forward, when you're trying to do better, when you're trying to improve, I know that there's oppositions. So today I'm going to share something with you, and I need y'all to bear with me. I'm going to try to go through this quickly, but I really need y'all to bear with me. If you can't watch this incomplete, listen, don't let the day go out. Don't let 48 hours go out when you don't review this to get it in your spirit, because it has everything to do with you winning. Remember, if you don't get it within, you're not going to win. That's just a fact, John. It has to get within. It has to be a part of you. And so you have to stay on top of this, all right? So today I'm going to cover Operation 52 Nehemiah. Operation 52 Nehemiah. Now, this is for you that have started the process, and you're in it, you know, but you're finding some struggles. You're wondering, can I do it? Can I finish it? You're being hit with everything that might even got you slowing down, got you kind of second guessing yourself. Well, this is for you. And for you that haven't even started yet, if you're really serious about changing your life, then you're going to have to do like Jonah. Jonah had a 3-day journey, 3-day trip, but because he fooled around, he had to make it in one day. He had to do a 3-day journey in one day. That means you're going to have to really get serious, buckle down, take out some time for you. Stop all that foolishness. Take time out for you, because remember, if you don't change your life, you will be a part of changing other people's life, and they ain't even going to think nothing about you. Let that soak in just a moment. All right, so we're going to go to Nehemiah. This is called Operation 52 Nehemiah. Operation 52 Nehemiah. And there are 7 areas that I'm going to try to cover very quickly. So if you got your pen and your paper, write this down. All right, or if you just want to listen, and then come back later with your pen and your paper, and you write it down. You take down notes. 7 things I'm going to cover real quickly that I feel that you are facing. Number 1, the problem. Number 2, we're going to talk about the desire. Number 3, the assessment. Number 4, the people. That's number 4, the people. Number 5 is going to be the distraction. Number 6, the shield or the guard, and then number 7, the completion. So I just want to kind of help you to understand what you're going through. Why you're feeling what you feel. We're going to go to Nehemiah. Nehemiah was a gentleman like you and I. He was in a place that you and I are in. And I'm going to read just a couple scriptures there. Nehemiah, start at 1, and then down to 3. Then we're going to go to chapter 2, verse 1 to 3. Talk about the problem. Let's identify the problem. Here's the problem. The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah, and it came to pass in the month of Chisleu, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan the palace. Now this is Nehemiah giving the story of what he's going through. He said that Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. In other words, simply, he wanted to know what's going on. You're here for a reason. There's a purpose that you're here. You didn't just show up. What's happening? And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. In other words, the report was that our people are hurting. Our families are suffering. Our families are going through. That was the story. This is the problem. Now let's go down to Nehemiah 2. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, the king, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been before time sad in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid. In other words, Nehemiah, after discovering what is going on, after coming to the reality that his family is in trouble, it began to rest on him. And he began to kind of get a little bit, unease. And so much that the king, who his boss, who he worked for, realized it and asked him, all right, what's going on here? This is not you. The next verse says, and said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchre, lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? In other words, Nehemiah was like, how can I rest at ease doing well when my family is hurting, when the generational curses are still there, when my children's children don't even have an inheritance? There's no inheritance being left for them. How can I be at peace? That's the problem. Here is the desire. Nehemiah 2 and 4 and 5. Then the king said unto me, for what doest thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven. I like that. Nehemiah said, first, before I give you my request, let me acknowledge God in all my ways. The manual book says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, to make sure that the request that you're asking is in the will of the Father. So Nehemiah said, I prayed to God of heaven. And I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Judah unto the city of my father's sepulchre, that I may build it. Nehemiah had the desire to not only be part of the problem. You know that old saying, if you're not part of the solution, you might be a part of the problem. Nehemiah's desire was to be a part of the solution. So he asked the king, give me some time. Allow me to work, to go back to my home. You know, I like to translate this, time for you to work on yourself. Time for you to work on your marriage. Work on your business. Work on your church. Work on your nonprofit organization. It has to be a desire. You got a desire to do those things. If the desire is not there after seeing the problem, recognizing the problem, then you're not going to do anything. You got to have a desire. Now, after the desire comes the assessment. The assessment. Nehemiah, we at chapter 2, verse 11. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. You know, that's a good point right there. You can't tell everybody what you're doing. You can't let everybody know what your vision is. Now, I had to learn that the hard way. And there's a reason why. But you can't let everybody know. But I like how Nehemiah had just a few with him. It's important that you realize the folks that are around you. It's important that you identify who is with you, who's for you, and who is just there just to make mockery. So Nehemiah said, I and some few men with me, neither told I any man that my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me, save the beast that I rode upon. You might be feeling alone. You might feel that the people that are with you are just not enough. Listen to what he said. And I went out by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire. The assessment. Have you did a complete assessment? Have you assessed the problem thoroughly? Do you realize the problem? I mean, really realize the problem. Why you're not moving forward? Why your family is not growing and moving forward? Your business, your church. Have you did a complete assessment? You must assess the situation. So Nehemiah, he assessed the situation. Then he said, I went on to the gate of the fountain and to the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then went I up in the night by the brook and viewed the wall and turned back and entered by the gate of the valley and so returned. And the rulers knew not whether I went or what I did, neither had I yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor the nobles, nor the rulers, nor the rest that did the work. Then said I unto them, ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come, and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more of reproach. The assessment. The assessment. They saw the problem. Do you see the problem with you? Do you see why you haven't grown? Why you're not where you should be? Have you done the assessment on yourself, your family, why the children are acting up, why the children is off the hook. And then we use excuse, well, they're young. We once was young. That's foolishness. You're supposed to raise up a child in the way they're supposed to go, not the way they want to go and do what they want to do. Have you did the assessment? The assessment, why is that woman angry? Why is she upset? Why is she mad? Have you did the assessment? What's wrong with our family? Why is it dysfunctional? Why is it angry and mad? We're not winning, don't want nobody else to win. Or if we winning, then we feel that we're the only one that's supposed to win. Have you did the assessment for your business? Have you did the assessment for your church, for your nonprofit organization? Then you ought to be at a place now where we got to change. If change is to be, it's got to be up to me. See, this is the reason why you can't quit, throw in the towel, hide your head under the pillow, put your head under the cover, close the curtains, turn the lights off, bolt lock the doors. You can't do it. You got to win. You got to win. Nehemiah did the assessment. Now the people. The people. I like this. Nehemiah 2:12. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me. I arose in the night, I and few men with me. Now you got to get the right people around. Do you have those 5 groups? Have you identified the 5 groups? Because you can't do it by yourself. Those 5 groups. Do you have spiritual people in your corner? People that you can go to spiritually to keep you balanced. Do you have those people, professional people in your life? Do you got a therapist? Because you're going to need a therapist. Do you got a life coach? You're going to need a life coach. You might need a lawyer. You might need accountants. You're going to need some professional people in your life to help you. You can't do this by yourself. Do you have some social people? People that you can laugh with, you can kick it with. Some people that you can just let your hair down without crossing the line. All right? Because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You need somebody that you can go bowling with, go to the movies, walk to the park, play a little basketball, huh? Play a game of Uno. You got people in your life that you can socialize with. Do you have some acquaintance? These are people you can call on. They're not people that you're with every day. You don't call every day, but you know that when you call them, they're there for you. Do you have some acquaintance? Do you have some friends? I'm talking about friends in your life that 90% of the time you can depend on. You got to have some folks in your life to help you to win. You know, I had to stop and do a little assessment myself, and I had to realize, wait a minute, I realized I got some stress areas here. I realized that I still have some things in me that I hadn't let go yet. I'm still battling with. So I had to make sure that I got a therapist on my team. Make sure I got a life coach on my team, because I need a coach. Even though I'm a coach, but I need a coach. Even though I'm a therapist, I need a therapist. I need someone that I can talk to and help me to stay balanced. You got these people. If you don't have these people, if you have not identified these people, that's going to hinder your journey, your process. And then commit to them. Commit to them. Sometimes that can be challenging and tough when you're used to always expecting. But you got to inspect what you expect. What you expect others to do, you got to make sure that you're leading by example by inspecting. All right? All right. So the people. I like this. Nehemiah 2:18. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for their good work. They strengthened their hands for the good work. Get those people around you. Those people around you that are with you, that wants you to win, that can see you winning, that will help you to win. Get those people around you. Here is the part that I want to cover, and I only got a few moments here to get this here real quick. I got to pour this gallon into a quart. In fact, I got to pour this quart into a pint. But this is important. The distraction. You got to watch the distraction. Nehemiah 2:19, he had distraction. Listen to the distraction that he faced. 19th verse. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant of the Ammonite, and Geshem, an Arabian, heard it. When they heard it, when they heard what? That Nehemiah was going to build up his city. When they hear that you're going to self-improve, you're going to be better than you ever been before. When they hear that you're working on your marriage, you're going to have the ultimate marriage. You're going to have the marriage that God desires. You're going to have the business. Listen what happened. They laughed us to scorn. Nehemiah said they laughed at us. Some of you might be being laughed at. And they despised us, Nehemiah said. Some of you might be despised. You look down on. It might be coming from your friend. It might be coming from your siblings, your brothers and sisters. It might be coming from your parents. Hopefully it's not coming from your husband or your wife, but it might be coming from them. And even worse, it might be coming from you. You might be doubting your own self. He said, what is this that ye do? Listen what they said to him. Will ye rebel against the king? In other words, there is a king that's trying to destroy everything you build. There is a wicked king. You know, the Wizard of Oz, the wicked witch. There are wicked folks that does not want you to be anything. They want to keep the old prophecy, the lie, real. What is that lie? You'll never be nothing. They want to keep that real. You'll never have nothing. They want to keep that real. They want to make sure you don't have nothing. They ain't going to help you. And they're going to do everything they can to discredit everything that you're trying to do. Nehemiah faced this same distraction. Let me get a couple more verses real quickly. Nehemiah 4:1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we build a wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked them. When the wicked king heard that they were making steps, you're making steps on self-improvement. You're making steps on your relationship. You're making steps on your business, your church. The wicked king was wroth. There are folks that are going to be mad as hell. And again, they can be family. They can be friends. They can be spouse. But even worse, if you ain't careful, the enemy could be within. But listen to what he said. And he spoke before the brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? In other words, who do they think they are? You ain't nothing, huh? You done better your education, you done got your degree, now folks want to look down on that. And they ain't nothing. You done work hard for that. A lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifice, but they want to look down on it. They want to look down. What? So what? $20, $30 ain't no money. Hey, it might not be no money to them, but it's money to you. It's keeping the bills paid. They look down on you. They look down on Nehemiah. He says, they said, will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Now, Tobiah, the Ammonite, was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. There's always going to be one that's really going to get next to you. Sometimes it doesn't matter what your enemies say. Sometimes it doesn't matter what your neighbors say. But sometimes when your family, your husband, your wife, your sibling, your sister, your brother, when they come out of their mouth with some dumb stuff, some crazy stuff, sometimes that can bother you. Some of y'all going through this? Some of y'all feeling that? Well, you're not alone. Nehemiah felt this. And there always will be one that will rub it in. They're the queen. They're the queen bee. That's where all the other little bees get their energy from the queen bee. But listen to what else he says. Nehemiah 4:7. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth. Even after you done pushed through, you done got past that, it ain't gonna stop. It's gonna get a little worse before it gets better. I'm giving y'all heads up, all right? But don't stop. Let's go down to the last part, the 10th verse. And Judah said, the strength of the barriers of burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. Sometimes there's a whole lot of rubbish, a whole lot of talk, conspiracy. Maybe you might facing that. You might be facing that. It's all a distraction. It's what I really want to say to you. It's designed to keep you in a rut, to keep the generational curses going, which involves confusion, separation, I'm better than you attitude, pride. That's what it's designed for, to keep you in that rut. It's a distraction. The 11th verse. And our adversaries said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst of them and slay them and cause the work to cease. Listen to me. Forces all working against you. forces are going to work against you. That's why you got to pray to stay in the straight and narrow way. That's why you're even going to have to fast in order to last. You're going to have to die to the negative stuff. Die to the generational curses that's been passed down from one generation to the next. You got to die from that. You got to die from it. You're going to have to read. Leaders going to have to be readers. You got to read stuff that's going to go in your ears to keep you elevated, to keep you stable, to keep you focused. That's the distraction. Bear with me 5 more minutes, because I got to give you the shield. You're going to need the shield, the guard, the protection, while you're working on yourself, while you're working on your family, working on your business, working on your church, your nonprofit organization. What is the shield? Well, here's the shield that Nehemiah had. Nehemiah 2:20. Then answered I them and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. That's the shield. The God of heaven, my heavenly Father, my creator. To him who I look to the hills from whence cometh my help. And sometimes you got to say it to your enemy. Say it to your enemy with boldness. Say it to them. The God of heaven, he will prosper me. Therefore, we, his servants, will rise and build. I will shake loose the goose. I will continue to improve myself spiritually, emotionally, physically. I will continue to improve myself. I will continue to work on my relationship. Listen to what Nehemiah said. We will rise and we will build. But ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. In other words, you don't have a say-so in this matter. You might have a say-so in your life, but not my life. That's got to be your shield. Let me give you another shield of protection. Nehemiah 4:4. Hear, O our God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. In other words, talk to your father about it. Let your father know, Lord, yeah, what they're saying, it is bothering me. Lord, it is hurting me, because the ones that it's coming from, I don't expect it to come from. I expect it to come from my enemy, but I don't expect it to come from my family. I don't expect it to come from my mother, my father, my brothers and my sisters. I don't expect it to come from my wife or my husband. I don't expect it to come from them. So Lord, yes, it's touching me. Talk to the Father. And listen to me. The Father will take care of it. Now you're going to have to be strong enough to get out of God's way. You're going to have to be strong enough, because you don't even have to tell God what to do. God will do it on his own. But you got to be ready and prepared for it. And you got to stay focused. Nehemiah said, and cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee. For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. Get the drift. Nehemiah cried to God when he felt that pain and that pressure. Cry to God. That's where your therapist might come in at, when you might need to cry to your therapist. Hopefully you got a therapist that is spiritually so that they can balance both sides, the spiritual and the natural. But that's where you're going to need somebody to cry. But you don't cry in front of your enemies. Don't give them the satisfaction. Don't break down in front of your enemies. I don't care if it's your mother, your daddy, your husband, your wife. If you got to go in the backyard, go in the backyard and cry. But don't give your enemies the satisfaction. Go before God and say, Lord, I need your help. I need it, Lord. And then now, let me give you the last one. I'm sorry, but I know somebody need this. Bishop, how do you know? Because I need it. And I know that if I need it, you need it. He went on to say, the fifth verse, Nehemiah 4:9, nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God, and we set a watch against them day and night because of them. Nevertheless, in other words, the distraction. I realized that, hey, I can't talk to everybody. I realized I can't even share my enthusiasm. I can't even share my achievements, even with my family, because they full of crap. They're operating under the curse. And I can't even share it with them. I can't even share it. You might can't even share it with your husband or your wife. That's why you got to be praying. Lord, help them. Help them, dear God, to get on the same page. You got to pray for them. But you got to come out with, okay, I done said my prayer to God. Now I got to get to work. And the last scripture that I want to give you, I want you to finish out that Nehemiah 4 from 12 on down. It really gets good. But for the time's sake, in fact, read the whole 4th chapter of Nehemiah. But because they stayed focused, here is the completion. Nehemiah 4:6. So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. Now the 15th verse. So the wall was finished, and all in the 20 and 50 day of the month Elul. In other words, in 52 days, they completed their goals. They completed their goals. So that's why this is called Operation 52 Nehemiah. Now, if you're going through that struggle, you're feeling that pain, you're feeling that resistance, now is the time to put it into the next gear. And let's get it done. I hope and pray those 7 things have helped you. I know it helped me. I needed this. And you know, I just put all this together within 30 minutes. 30 minutes, I'm sitting here and I'm feeling certain things, and God began to start dealing with me in 30 minutes to put this here together. Operation 52 Nehemiah. Let's get it done. God bless you. We'll see you next week. We got a great lineup coming next week. Don't forget, Elder Holcomb, what he gave to us, self-motivation. Motivate yourself. And if you need help, I want to encourage y'all. Join the Diamond Cutters mentoring class every Wednesday with the Dr. Brian Lee Phillips. Go on the page of Diamond Cutter and join. I'm in that class. And I'm telling you, if you really want to complete The 52, you want to get it done. Get what done? Self-development, your family, your business, your church. You want to get it at least halfway, and you can get it done. I'm encouraging y'all to join this class with me tonight, every Wednesday night at 7:30, but you got to register. You got to go on way before and register so that we can win. God bless you, dear hearts. I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.